Lee Che, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Scott.
You bet. Simon Sinek urges us to start with the why before we talk about the what. Lee, what's your why? On a personal level, why did you found this company? And also, what's the why of Brightseed? What are the types of problems that you're trying to solve with Forager?
Yeah, thanks for bringing it to that level, Scott. I think that's all important in kind of the challenges that society obviously is facing today. And so for us, the whole purpose of Brightseed is to enable a healthier future by illuminating and activating really deep connections between people and plants. So, I grew up in an agricultural region, Central Valley of California. So kind of plant life and plant sustenance has always been a big part of my reality. And I studied plants when I went to school. I got my PhD in plant science and artificial intelligence. And the idea is that plants have been a partner to humans ever since the dawn of humanity. We eat them for food. We eat them as medicines. We use them for fuel. We use them for protection in the clothes that they wear and that we wear in the homes that we build. So we're so tied to them that really, if you take them out of our diet, you're 3 times more likely to die prematurely than eating, the so-called bad stuff, fats, sugars, and red meat. But despite this deep relationship, we truly only know less than 0.1% of all the richness there is in the plant world.
Wow, that's interesting, and it's an interesting build to a question I'd love to pose. You've talked about illuminating the dark matter of the plant kingdom. So obvious reference to dark matter in the universe. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so I just mentioned we know less than 0.1% of all the richness of plants. So conversely, there's 99.9% of the richness of plants that we do not know. And we do know that they're explicitly tied to our health via our diet. But this absence of knowledge is what generally we call the dark matter of nutrition. And, and it's both an opportunity and a challenge. So there's so much there to explore and to utilize and to tap into to help human health. But since the dawn of humanity, it's been an unknown. But that's exactly why you want to use an artificial intelligence. And from Brightseed's side, we developed an artificial intelligence called Forager. And the whole reason that you apply AI is to make deep insights into phenomena that humans cannot make, and do it at a scale and a pace that humans cannot match, much like AlphaGo learning the game of Go on the fly and beating the world champion.
So I want to get to Forager in a second, but I'm intrigued by this analogy to the dark matter of the plant kingdom. It occurs to me that sometimes ideas are a little bit ahead of their time. So the idea of dark matter, if I'm not mistaken, came from the 1930s with an astronomer, Fritz Zwicky, I think it was. And it took until modern day times with the particle accelerator to really unlock the possibilities and the insights that we now have around dark matter. You have also had some fundamental technologies in artificial intelligence that are enabling this new possibility. Can you talk a little bit about the digital technologies that underlie Forager, and then we'll dive into what Forager is actually doing?
Yeah, I guess there are a couple analogies you can use. Really, seeing is believing is an old saying, and I believe just like the Hubble telescope, we knew that there are massive solar systems out there with many different types of stars and planets. But it wasn't until the Hubble telescope came about that we could explore that really the furthest edges of the universe. Much like back in the day when they were trying to understand the nature of genetics, and it was really based on DNA. And we did not know the structure of DNA, but what we were able to do is develop pictures essentially of depictions of different shadows of DNA, so to speak. It wasn't until you pieced it back together were you able to make sense and find the truth. So much like those applications, we've developed a technology that allows us to use advanced molecular instrumentation to generate a lot of snapshots of plants and their compounds, but most of it's noise, and that's where the artificial intelligence comes in.